Introducing our release video from Lifecycle Insights on our asset enhancements based on the roadmap committed to for Q4.
Okay, I'm going to start talking about some of the changes we've just introduced into adding asset attributes within Lifecycle Insights. So let's go ahead and let's start by opening up an asset, and we'll review some of the changes that we've got going on. So for the most part, what we've done is we've added some fields for you to work with. The first thing that you'll notice is, existing today, we have last user, which is the last user notified as tracked by your RMM through your PSA or IT glue. We have added the ability to actually associate a user to the asset, okay? And when you click on this selection right here, this will bring up a list of users from the user list. So I can go ahead and select this. And there you have it. That's the first field that we've added. The next thing that we'll talk about, and this has been requested by a number of people, is the ability to clear out dates within the asset. In other words, let's say I didn't want to specify an end-of-life date or a warranty expiration date or even a purchase date. Well, we've added some abilities to do that within the platform. Because of some of our calculation rules, just emptying the date does not get that done. So we've added these clear buttons here for each of the date fields. So if, for instance, you wanted to remove the end-of-life date for this asset, you can just click on the button, and at that point, the end-of-life date has been removed. Moving on, we've added a warranty renewal cost field on the asset. So if you know this particular asset is going to expire in December 1st, 2020, you can go ahead and you can specify a warranty renewal cost. And from there, this cost will actually flow through to the budget report based on the month that you specify. And something to think about there with the budgeting and the warranty renewal cost is that the cost is only going to appear in a current or upcoming window. It's not going to appear in the overdue status because at that point we assume the warranty renewal has been paid. Okay, moving on, there's a couple more things that we've added. If you did not want to enter a renewal cost and you wanted to enter a contract or associate a contract with the asset, we've now given you the ability to go ahead and do that. And there's two things that you can do at this point. The first is you can actually link to an existing contract. So if you already have a contract, and it doesn't have to be warranty renewal, if there's another contract associated with the asset, let's say you're doing hardware as a service, and you wanted to add those fees into this page on the asset, so it flows through to the budget report. You can do it two ways. The first is you can link an existing contract. So you can go ahead and select one if that makes sense, and then click the link selected button. In this case, it probably doesn't make sense, so I'm just going to unlink that. But you could also enter a new contract, and this screen should look familiar. It's the identical screen to the contracts page. And once you go ahead and you enter a contract in here, it will also show up in your contract section. So it's an existing contract within the platform as the functionality exists today. The only difference is we've linked it to the asset for reporting purposes. That being said, there's a couple more different fields that we have added, specifically custom fields. But in order to do that, you have to enable the custom fields. And I'm gonna talk about it first, and then I'm gonna actually show you how to do that. So out of the gate, what we're offering are two custom fields associated to the asset. And to enable the custom fields, you can go down to the data manager option under administration, and you'll notice a new manage custom fields tile over to the right. This particular tile is available for tenant admins. And you'll see by default that we have two custom fields that are set up. Neither of them are enabled by default. So you'll need to go in and you'll need to enable them if you want to actually do that. So let's say I want to enable two fields. One is a drop down, a pick list, and then the second is just a text field. I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. So if I go ahead and click on custom field 1, let's say I want to create a pick list that allows me to basically specify if an asset is going to be replaced or repurposed. So let's just call this field replace, repurpose. Let's enable it. And let's say it's a pick list, okay? And the two values that we can have are replace and repurpose. I'm gonna go ahead and save this. So that's my first field. It's now enabled. You'll see just in a second that when I go back to the asset edit page, I'll be able to see that. But let me also create a second custom field. Let's say I wanted to track IP address, and I just wanted this to be a text field. I can enable it. I should enable it if I want to see it in the asset page. I'll click save. So now that I have these two fields enabled, I'll be able to see them when editing an asset or in the asset list if I actually select their columns. One thing just to keep in mind, this note is up here. At this point, we're just allowing two custom fields. We're going to get a flavor for how much this is being used. If it's being used quite a bit, then we'll look at adding additional custom fields. So let me go back up to the asset list. None of the new fields are part of the default set, but we'll review again how you might change that in just a second. But let's say I want to go ahead and I want to specify those two fields on this particular asset. You'll see right now that those two fields now show up. By default, no value is selected. Let's say this is an asset that I want to replace at some point. I can just select replace. And then let's say I wanted to put an IP address of something here, right? I go ahead and I save and close this, and my fields are set. All of the new fields are available to be selected, and you can create your own views, as I believe you well know. But if I go into my little gear icon here, I click on Manage Columns, you'll see that by default, we haven't changed any default settings. You could do that by creating a saved template, right? But let's say I wanted to see asset user. Let's say I don't want to see status or last user anymore, but I want to see the asset user, the new field that allows you to associate a user to an asset. And you'll see down here that I have my two custom fields. Let's say I want to see replace, and I also repurpose, and I also want to see IP address. One other attribute that we have added is tag number. For those PSAs that actually have tag number coming over to us, we now will bring that and expose that in the platform if that's something that you leverage in your PSA or IT glue as a field that you want to see within the platform. So I've selected my new fields. Oops, forgot about warranty renewal costs. I'll select that as well. That's a new field. I click save, and then you'll see that my warranty renewal cost shows my replace, repurpose, and my IP address. I can sort just like I would normally do on any of these fields. And there you have it. One other note is all of these fields are also available in the ad hoc report. So you see that I have my asset user. I also have my warranty renewal cost, and then my other fields, my tag number, replace, repurpose, and IP address. Those are something that you can query across customers. Let me bring up one last thing. If you go to the budget forecast, there is now on the manage the reporting options. If I click on this, by default, the warranty renewal cost will be included in the budget. You can deselect this, and in that case, it will not be included, but let's say it's included. And then if you go ahead and you look at it, I believe there's a workstation. that I went ahead and I added the warranty renewal cost. So you see that you show the total cost here, which is the replacement cost plus the warranty renewal cost. And that warranty renewal date was the same as the end of life date, 12/1/2020. So that's it. As always, please let us know if you have any questions. And we look forward to your feedback. All of this was done in response to feedback that y'all had within our platform. So keep it coming. Let us know, and we'll look forward to any questions that you might have. We appreciate it. Thank you.